Okay, guys, so you've done the exercise.
Time for some pull coaching to get the time down.
Are you all happy that you know what you've got to achieve with this?
I think our method's right. We just need to tweak the way we move together, the way we all come together. It's not, we don't cross each other's paths.
What are you've got to do differently, do you think? What are
Get
your
it
options?
right first, put it in the right places.
Okay, what other options have you got to get this right?
Maybe put another person on my bit and I jump over someone else, because I think I'm slowing everyone down a bit.
Enough practice. Are they anywhere near fast enough to achieve a world-class performance?
You've done really well so far. British standard is under 30 seconds. World-class standard is under 20 seconds. The fastest I have seen this exercise done was by Honda F1 racing team, the pit crew, in 5.5 seconds. So that's world-class. That is really the top. Go.
Amazingly, after just 2 hours practice, they're close to the best times ever.
9.79.
9.79 seconds. The competitors come from a range of backgrounds, and their education and training experience reflects the broad range of routes into vocational skills. But whether it's BTEC, City and Guilds or NVQs, they all excel in their chosen skills. Skills they've come to in many different ways.
I always knew I wanted to do something practical when I left school. I didn't want to be sort of office job, that sort of stuff. I started a metalwork apprenticeship and sort of found that a bit hard going, and then sort of dropped back on the carpentry. And I wasn't sure if I'd like it at first, but the first couple of years seemed to go really well. And yeah, just been sort of trying to get everything out of it that I can.
Floristry was something that was brought to my attention when I got a Saturday job. I saw this lady making a big structured design and I thought, gosh, yeah, that's what I want to do, you know.
I wasn't sure toying between plastering and bricklaying, but I went and to a careers advisor, found out about more about bricklaying, and I thought I'd give it a go, and just started my MVQs, and from there on I just realised that I really did like it, you know, and I really enjoyed it.
I've never been the sort of person that can sit down and write and that sort of thing, so I've always felt like I need to work with my hands. So I did my work experience at a garage and then applied for an apprenticeship and got an apprenticeship with Honda.
Although they're all highly skilled, they'll have to produce a huge increase in the level of performance to compete for medals in Japan. At the moment, they have little idea of the leap in speed and accuracy necessary.
If they were going to do a world skills test piece now, they'd probably get a mark against world skills standards of about 50–55%. To get a medal, they've got to be at nearly 90%, 95% in some trades, and that's a huge ask. The training manager's job really is to help them develop their skill set, which is about driving down the time. So if a task takes them 15 minutes at the moment to cut a dovetail joint, well, they need to drive that down to 5 minutes, but at the same time they need to get from 50% accuracy up to 90 to 100% accuracy.
At the heart of the process is the relationship between competitors and their training managers. UK Skills employ the Braille experts to help refine and facilitate this relationship. They work with both to bring out the best in learner and teacher, or in this case, coach.
I'm hoping it's going to be useful to you as well.
No, absolutely.
What we're using is a straightforward model on coaching, which is called GROW. Establishing what the goal is, how could you do that differently? What will you do differently? And it's using questions, it's using open questions to do that.
What did you learn from that, though?
Yeah, you sat back and you wrote down exactly what you knew you had to do.
It's not focused on their skills at all. We're not referring to laying bricks at the moment. We're doing activities, which we're then pulling out the learning out of them different activities, and then looking at the processes they use, and then transferring the processes into their trades.
Why not call a meeting?
The Braille team helped refine GROW performance coaching by using open discussions with competitors and training managers.
We started looking at how you would want some of that feedback or advice to be given. Is that something that's come into your conversations yet?
When we went to the dinner hall, the canteen, we were supposed to be coached, but
it wasn't actually, he didn't say, right now I'm coaching you. You kind of just ask questions, see how comfortable you are, and then you feel more comfortable because you don't feel like you have to sit there and actually trying to take on board and you're trying to cram it in. You can just talk and how you feel, how's it going, and then you realise that it's actually coaching, it actually helps you.
Training managers have to identify subtleties in the way that young people learn.
The lad who I trained last time who won the gold medal, he took everything on board, but sometimes you didn't think he was listening, but he was taking everything on board. And other ones it's like, yeah, you want to get on the next bit, and really a lot of it isn't going in. And as a training manager, it's recognising what actually does go in.
So, welcome to this afternoon's session. This afternoon's session is going to be about something called NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and we'll tell you more about that in a little while. Now is a particularly crap time to start working with you because you've just had your lunch. It'd be nice to kind of sit back and chill out. So what we're going to do is a little energiser. Go! A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Now you're experts in what you do. We're not going to be telling you how to do that any better, but what we might be able to do is kind of raising the performance in terms of what's going on in here.
NLP sessions employed open discussions to tease out the competitors' positive and negative learning experiences.
Last year in the national final competition in Glasgow, I'm doing a certain piece, and the areas that I've done to it, I've misinterpreted the way it's been read on the sheet, and maybe it was about 2 hours' time that you spent doing this, and you turn around and you look and you think, where's gone wrong? And you realise you've basically got to wash the whole panel back off. Do you think? And that's 2 hours down the drain, and you just sort of, your head just goes down.
You said about your head down, and I kind of saw your hand go up at this point, and it looked as though you were almost sort of reliving that for a moment. Can you capture any more about that time of realisation of it's 2 hours down the drain?
When you're doing competition, I know myself, I'm doing competition, I've got an adrenaline rush like nothing else when I'm doing it. You think about nothing else, and as soon as you noticed it just went from that down, it just hit rock bottom. You just feel something sink.
Where was this feeling?
Up here, really. And it's just, you think your head goes down, you think, and you just stop.
That's fascinating, the amount of stuff that you've just recalled there, feelings. Actually, I know what it's like to have that string cut.
Dawn on the banks of Lake Windermere. It's a 3-line whip for fitness training. The competitors have to be fit in mind and body. And of course they loved the early start.
All right, if you could all come onto the grass, please. Majority of them don't do a huge amount of exercise, so the first time we actually took them out running, they really struggled. They tend to have a really strong upper body, but they aren't able to last very long periods of time at lower intensity. If your leg is shaking, that's your wee muscle fibres hanging on for dear life.
Knackered. Yeah, I agree.
Because it's a 4-day competition and they're needing to last over the period of time, we've found traditionally on day 2, they're absolutely struggling, they're shattered. So we're trying to improve the cardiovascular to allow them to last.
Front leg straight, bend the knee.
The fitness level of the training managers needs a bit of a hike too, by the look of things.
I got the opportunity.
Polar explorer and mountaineer Polly Murray was invited to give an inspirational talk on how she found the passion and motivation to climb Mount Everest.
So, the death zone, it's 26,000 feet, and it's not a place that humans are supposed to be, because spending any time here, your body is dying. But when you get to a point like this, it all makes sense, or it does for me anyway. And this is one of my most favourite shots, because it's just, no one's been there, it's us, and that is the top of the world. They're all top of their trades and what they're doing, so hopefully I've given them encouragement to show them what I can do and that they can do the same. Obviously
Fancy tennis wedge it.
So a hectic weekend during which the young people learned a lot about their fellow competitors, their training managers, and about themselves comes to a close.
Hands together! Hands together! Tongues out! Oh, if only we had a camera now.
On behalf of UK Skills, can I say we're already really proud of you, and we've learnt a lot from you this time, and thank you for that.
UK Skills asked the competitors to formalise their commitment by signing a contract.
This is a contract. It is a sign that you're taking World Skills really seriously.
Warts and all feedback from everyone involved.
I'm surprised that so many didn't like the exercise. I thought that was a bit of a high for me anyway.
Fond farewells ahead of 3 months' preparation before the team selection, where it'll be winner takes all.
It's different to what we used to do in the other competitions. It's more about preparing yourself for the next stage of level up.
We've kind of learnt practical stuff, like, for example, the way we learn well. And, so whether we're visual people, whether we're thinkers, whether we're theorists, activists. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. You don't kind of get time to consider that, really.
And they kind of tell you to be a bit of all four, you know? I never really thought about that.
I've learned a lot about how to learn new things, how to learn in different techniques and styles, and how different people learn, like the IT guys and the hairdressers.
I definitely learned a huge amount about myself there. I would not have known. I mean, you just kind of push it to the limits. It was through wind and rain. It's definitely been emotional.
Yeah.
In the next programme, the competitors travel to Warwickshire, where their skills will be tested over 3 days of competition to select the UK team for World Skills. 9 sites, 60 competitors, but only 1 winner in each skill category.
Really, it's not about them competing against each other. It's about them competing against the test piece, against the project. One who's going to go through is the one who's best understood that.
General view of him.
General view, I'd say he's probably the best competitor I've seen in my experience of World Skills so far.
That's my decision. Are you happy with that?
Numerically, he's the highest, but when you come to mark the stuff, it's all right.
Okay, we would like to take you to Japan. Your ears, okay? You've done really well, but Natalie just had the edge. Yes.
All it's been is the 2 extra years of age. That's all it's come down to in the end.